Hey guys, welcome back to Autistically Inclined. This week's episode is going to be on chronic pain and EDS and fatigue and basically all of the physical when it comes to my disability. So the last 2 days I've been getting my standard treatments to keep my body together, to keep me going. I had to leave school early, had to skip one of my classes to go home to have osteopathy, and then slept at my house. And then the next day I had chiropractic. So I'm in a lot of pain right now. Today's been a lot. When you deal with chronic pain every day, you start to realize just how much it affects everything you do. Not only what you can do physically, but how you are mentally. It can get you so quickly into negative self-talk that sometimes I fall into a depression when my body is in that much pain. It's really hard to not ask myself what I'm doing in such a demanding program when my body is a ticking time bomb. It's really hard to consider the fact that I could have all the things an able-bodied person could have when people just have such a poor understanding of what my pain levels actually are, what my physical capabilities actually are. And sometimes I'm really lucky and my pain levels are really low and I can do a whole lot. But inevitably, I have horrible days where I'm in so much pain I end up crying on the kitchen floor, which was today. And sometimes my pain levels are so bad, especially after an adjustment, I just have to sleep because there's nothing else I can do and because my body demands it. I never realized how much this pain influences my mental health. I didn't put it together. And the worst and most frustrating part about EDS is that it gets worse the older you get. So whatever pain I'm in now, I know is only going to get worse. I have really bad eyesight. It keeps getting worse. And I have a terrible fear that just one day I'm going to lose my vision altogether. It's really hard when you know the outcome. When you know that no matter how bad the pain is now and how bad everything feels right now, there are more years to come and it's only going to get worse. There's no getting better with this. You just get worse. And living with that notion sometimes is more than I can handle. This year I got into the acting conservatory in my theater program. And I'm thrilled, and I am convinced it's where I'm supposed to be. But I am still struggling. And I don't want to be. And I'm doing everything so far. So far I'm handling it. But I'm scared for what happens when I can't anymore. Or when I just need a day to just relax. I'm worried about falling behind from that one day that I just need to give my body to recuperate. And I'm surrounded by so much talent and I'm being supported by amazing people. But they all have a body that isn't working against them the majority of the time. And it's really hard to try to keep up with them. And it's really hard to not measure myself against able-bodied people when that's all I see. I want to give you an idea of some of the things that are just a constant for me. One of them is this tape. This tape kind of just helps. It gives me extra support for my muscles, and it takes some of the strain off. So I use this tape religiously, and it'll last a few days, sometimes a week, and then I, can't anymore, and then I put fresh tape on. Another really big game changer for me was I started using magnets for pain management. And it's amazing how much they help me. It really, really is. So I'm really grateful for that. But it also means that I have to go around with magnets taped to me. When my jaw was out, I taped it on my jaw, and I just had this weird patchy thing on my face. But it was that or cry in my bed all day from all the pain. So I'm not that picky. I use a lot of ice packs. I try to remember to ice my back, ice my neck whenever I can, whenever I have some downtime, and I just remember how much it helps me. I also have BioFreeze, which is kind of like an icy cold thing that I will put on my neck and my back and whatever else I need. These are just a few of the things that become my lifeline, especially when I'm at school, because I can't risk not doing everything I possibly can to keep my body together when I'm at school, because it's so much work to go home, and it means usually that I have to miss a class, and I just don't have time for that. I still struggle with the fact that I used to be a dancer, and I used to do a ton of physical stuff, and I used to be a really good dancer, and I had to stop because the more you do when you're younger, the more likely it's going to hurt when you're older. And I miss teaching, and I miss dancing, and I miss doing all of that stuff. But at the same time, I have to monitor everything, and I have to monitor how much I'm pushing myself, how much I'm pulling back, making sure I'm not pulling back too much, making sure I'm not pushing forward too much. And sometimes I fuck up. Sometimes I put my neck out in class, and then I feel really guilty about it because it's my fault. But I also couldn't help it. And I just feel bad about it. Not even for myself, for other people. And I realize how screwed up that sounds. I have this lovely piece written by someone who also has EDS on the corkboard in my room. And I put it up there last year, and I brought it again this year with me to school. And it serves as a reminder to me just to be okay with where I am, and that it's okay to feel how I feel. And honestly, I can't sum it up as well as this does. So I think I'm just going to share this with you as the parting gift to this video. I ditched the braces and cane. You would never know by looking me up and down that I live every second of every day in pain, and I can't remember what life is like without it. You would never know that in this moment it feels like my bones and joints are shattering, and there's nothing I can do to fix it. You would never know that I take roughly 20 pills a day in an attempt to manage the side effects of an invisible chronic illness called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, EDS, that is rapidly deteriorating all of my tendons and ligaments, as well as my eyes and digestive tract. You wouldn't know that choosing to use my cane in public is not an easy choice, even if my pain is severe. It means ignoring the stares. It means I will be told by complete strangers at least once that I'm too young to need it. It means that someone will likely ask what is wrong with me. It means the cashier will say they hope I get better soon, but they don't know that I won't. Millions of young adults live with chronic illnesses, and we're not supposed to talk about it because it makes people uncomfortable. I'm not supposed to talk about it because I'm only 26 years old. But this is my reality. This is my life. Most days I am accepting. Today I'm angry. Today I can't stop bursting into tears. Today I've been crawling around the house because I don't want to have to deal with the pain of standing and walking until I absolutely have to. Today I don't know how I'm going to live like this for the rest of my life. And that's okay. It's okay to feel all of it. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have days when you don't give a fuck. It's okay to have days when you're furious with the universe for dealing you these hands. And it's okay to talk about it. Stigmas don't ever go away in a world of silence, and suffering in silence doesn't help anybody, especially not yourself. Right now, honestly, I'm not sure how I'm going to stand up, but I know I'm not going to stay on the ground. I'm not going to live in the shadows. It's too dark there anyway. That was written by Hilary Murphy, and I read that on the nights where I need permission to break and cry and scream and lay on my floor and really, really hate my own circumstances. And then I get up and I go to bed and I wake up and I keep going until the next big thing, until the next huge injury or wave of pain that breaks me again. But I always rebuild. I always build back up. If you got this far, thank you. And please feel free to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll see you next time on Autistically Inclined. Thanks for watching.